Welcome everybody to the first ever interview we're doing over here at our channel. It is my pleasure to introduce everybody, the Oddin family, to Katie Mishra. Katie Mishra, say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Well, it is an absolute honor to have you here. You're such an inspiring entrepreneur and person at such a young age, and that's why we wanted to share everything with the rest of the world. Would you mind telling us a little something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a junior in high school right now, so I'm 16 years old, and I do a lot of different things, mainly with computer science. So I do robotics. I'm the scouting and strategy lead on my team, and I do lead lots of clubs at my school. I've developed apps, things of that nature, but my biggest commitment is Code Circle,
Yeah.
which I am the founder and CEO of, to teach middle schoolers the design, logic, and engineering behind computer science. And for that, I lead a 40-person international team working to impact thousands of students in 8 countries.
That's amazing. Tell us a little something more about Code Circle. How did it begin? What was the idea that led you to saying, well, I want to teach people how to code?
Yeah, so last year I taught Google's CS First curriculum at Boys and Girls Club of the Peninsula, and CS First teaches Scratch to elementary school through middle school students, and their problem with their curriculum is that students can simply skip to the end of videos and copy down solutions, so they don't really learn anything in the process, and that made me really sad because they didn't share my own passion for computer science. So over last summer, I created our pilot app design and development course that combined not only computer science, but the design, logic, and the engineering behind it to give kids that interdisciplinary mindset. So they learned not just how to be an engineer, but how to be a person, think about the world in a critical way. And then I taught that last fall. And from there, the kids loved it.
And you created the company all by yourself, right?
Yeah, it was just me reaching out to my friends.
How long did it take to get like a stable base of people who used Code Circle? Was it hard at first, or?
Yeah, it was hard at first because it was only me. So after I did the initial site at Boys and Girls Club Peninsula, I emailed like 1,000 Boys and Girls Clubs across the United States. So it was hard to like find all that contact info, email all of them all by myself. It took a lot of time. But once I had more people helping me, I realized like I was trying to do everything myself, and you can't get everything done by yourself.
Oh, definitely. And now you direct 40 people.
Yeah.
And how does that work in terms of organization? Like, you're still in school, and I'm guessing there's so much to do with exams and all that, but you're still a thriving entrepreneur who directs a successful company which is doing a social impact. So how does that work for you?
So it's a lot of time commitment is the short answer, but we have 7 major teams, from translations to business to outreach, things of that nature, and every team has a director. So that director is in charge of all the people under them. So I never really interact with anyone except those, like right now it's 5 major people. And we have a weekly Skype call where we talk about everything going on at Code Circle, but so it's not as much to manage, but I probably get like 50 emails a day that I have to respond to about like different conferences or like sites or whatever.
And what's the future for Code Circle? Is how you reach a limit, or are you want to go way higher than this?
Oh, way higher. I mean, everyone wants to go way higher, right?
What?
So right now, in about 3 weeks, we'll be releasing our Python course. So that's
awesome.
After the app design development course, then they'll take that one. So our goal is to have 3 courses. So students will have a year-long curriculum because each course is like around 8 weeks. And we want to push that to as many sites as possible and expand to other diverse sites, because right now we're mainly in after-school organizations because we started midway through this year, so it's hard to get into schools halfway through the year. So this summer is going to be a lot of outreach, just like cold emailing schools and organizations and after-school clubs.
And can anybody apply to join Code Circle?
Yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to have anyone. Just if anyone emails me, like, hey, yeah, I'd love to have you.
Because I know that you have things in Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could invite people from the channel to join you. So if they want to learn how to code, they could definitely go with you. How do they join?
Well, it depends how they want to join. They can either join our admin team or actually use our courses. So admin team is actually where we need the most help from Spanish-speaking people, because we have the Spanish course, but we only have, I think, 2 Spanish-speaking people on our team, and they're both very busy, so they don't have time to do a lot of outreach in Spanish-speaking countries. So if everyone wants to help with that, and of course, just taking the course, of course, that's easy enough.
I'm just generally curious, out of all these things you do, and what's the thing that you like the most about Code Circle? What's the thing that makes you get motivated every day to keep on doing the same project?
It's definitely the kids. So I've only taught one class at Code Circle because we only had one course until recently. But I'll tell you a short story. So when I first taught the class at Boys and Girls Club, I came in like nervously anticipating how they would react because I had been spending so much time on it. And some of the students were disengaged and they liked to play video games instead of programming, and others followed the course diligently, but I could tell their heart wasn't in it. But there was this one kid who was named actually Jose.
Greatest name ever, Jose.
Yeah, who he would come in every class and start vigorously typing on the computer to complete projects. He would jump out of his chair when he completed something. He would help out everyone. He had such a huge smile on his face. And at the end of the class, he came up to me and said, quote, "Thank you so much for teaching this class." At the end of, and he said his brother first exposed him to computer science about a year before I taught the class, but he hadn't been able to do anything since then, since his school district didn't offer any computer science classes. But he said because of this class, he knew that when he grew up, he wanted to be a computer scientist, no matter the stereotypes or the barriers that stood in his way. So that was really inspiring to see how this like 11-year-old, 12-year-old kid reacted to something in such a powerful way, and that definitely is what drives us to do what we do.
I could definitely see that, and I can definitely relate that. Have you received any support from any, for example, governmental companies or any NGOs towards Code Circle? Because I know for in Mexico at least, there's a huge breach on programming education. I don't receive any coding education. I don't even know the basics of coding. I only know in my school the only thing they teach is how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So have you received any support from the government or anything like this? Like, come and help us.
No, we haven't. There's actually a lot of different like coding organizations like this, so I think it's just like mutual benefits to one another. We haven't received like the U.S. government helping us out or something like that, but we partner with companies and things. There's this thing called I forget what it's called right now, but like an organization in the United States that's kind of tied to the government that's supporting computer science education organizations. So that's one thing that's helped a lot.
Okay, and I want to know what makes you an entrepreneur? What do you think is that characteristic that makes you an entrepreneur?
I think it's not stopping no matter what happens, so or what stands in my way. So that's because of who I am. Like a lot of barriers stand in my way. I'm 16 years old. I'm a woman in engineering. There's lots of things that could stop me, but I don't let that stop me. And I think another thing is just thinking outside the box, because I have a lot of friends who like they'll go to school, they'll take the tests, they'll do like the standard extracurriculars, but not really make a difference with any of that. But because I identify what I'm passionate about and how I can use that to address problems in my society, that's how I become an entrepreneur and how I make real change in the world.
And just like as a final question, because I'm really curious about this, how do you see yourself in the future? What's the future for Katie and Mishra?
I really don't know. That's been something I've been trying to figure out lately. I would have told you I wanted to major in tech and business, but I have so many different passions. Like right now I'm getting into film more and things like that. So I think it's in combining all the fields that I'm passionate about that I'll find something that I want to do. It's not about going down like I'm going to be a programmer or I'm going to be like a salesperson or whatever. It's about like finding what speaks to you and going after that.
Is there like a specific thing I want to achieve this in my lifetime?
Not really. The one thing I know that I've always liked is telling stories. Somehow, like part of what I love about Code Circle is that I get to tell a story about how young entrepreneurs are like redefining computer science education. Something like that? I don't know.
Okay, well, that is so great. I want to thank you for giving us your time. We know you have a really busy schedule, and it's been such an honor to be able to interview such an inspiring woman. You're such a role model for people nowadays, and I am truly proud that we got to interview you today.
Thank you so much. It was great to be.
Is there any other messages you want to leave to the people of Oddin?
I would just say live your life by defying the impossible. A lot of people go off after the conventional path, and you're not going to be satisfied or make real change by doing that.
So there you have it, Katie Mishra, everybody, creator of Code Circle Only 16, an inspiring entrepreneur, a female future engineer, and somebody who's going to change the world.